Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to our league video. Hope you guys all enjoy. If you are viewers of the show, usually we just do 2 videos per week, an LEC as well as an LCS breakdown. Every once in a while, though, we throw another video back at you guys. Ironically enough, because of this past weekend, in the last week alone, it was throughout the entire split, we have not seen too much of this, but within the last weekend alone, we saw 3 times where pro players fated themselves. They sealed their own fate, they brought karma into play, and ultimately, what could have actually changed the results and actually of the outcomes itself. If you guys do not know what I'm talking about, these are not just some random pro players out there. They're not at the bottom of the pack. These are some of your best pro players sealing their own fate with clips of it as well. Now, I think it's some of the best LCS as well as LEC content we've seen with some of these player interviews out there. And ironically enough, these player interviews they show right before the matches have actually ended in some surprising results. So first of all, it's actually Doublelift versus Sven. He talks about his past, of course, formerly of TSM, and unfortunately enough, his mental advantage over this roster and what eventually led to Team Liquid's defeat to TSM. So here's the first interview as well as a clip just following of TSM taking down Liquid for the first time this split.
I feel bad for Sven especially because all the fans just say, man, the team was so much better when Doublelift was here, and it must make him feel like shit all the time, which is actually really good for me because I have like this mental advantage over him 24/7 because, you know, it's like you're just trying to play your best for TSM, and then all the fans are like, man, it was so much better when he wasn't on the team because of all the expectations, because it's TSM and the fan base is so rabid. Like, I think they just lose the mental game every day.
And TSM running all over Team Liquid.
That's gonna do it. Broken Blade looking for another solo kill on Impact.
Stellar performance as he polishes off everything left in TL's base. Jensen falls, the Nexus will die, and TSM will finally slay Liquid.
And also this past weekend was a long-awaited rivalry between Upset and Attila, right? The best bot laner in EU. Obviously, Perkz in discussion for that as well. We'll talk about him in a sec. You better believe we saved a clip of him, but it's Upset and Attila, a long rivaled history of trash-talking each other, and really beefed up this past weekend with their rivalry coming to a head-to-head matchup for the first time this split. It was Upset who they first showed talking trash. Attila kind of fired some back, but it was Attila who also answered in-game when Vitality took down Schalke, ironically enough.
First time I faced off versus Attila in an official match was Challenger Series, and we 2-0'd them in the regular season. Before I just played with him in solo queue, but I didn't really think he would be like a pro player because he was honestly really bad. I wouldn't really call it a rivalry because I would rather have a rivalry with a better player.
That stopwatch to stay alive. Memento will get dunked down. Killer Instinct used by Attila. He manages to hold himself.
God!
Almost takes out.
Look at him go!
Attila does it.
GG. Upset. Never trash talk me again. You little. That's what you are, Upset. You little.
You wanted to go mic check or?
Yes, please put that on mic check.
And very lastly, again, it was kind of crazy to see these 3 things, and if you guys want videos like this in the future, feel free to leave a comment down below what subject matter we can actually cover. But for the 3rd time, speaking of bot lanes and possibly the best bot laner in EU currently, who still considers himself a mid laner, it's actually Perkz who talked about this. It was actually after game 1 this past weekend. He talked about his matchup against Origin, one of the few teams he actually saw as a threat, and he thought it was going to be a pretty good matchup given how good Origin has looked these past 2.5 weeks, right? They're coming off a 4-game win streak before this matchup against G2. He first compliments Origin, says he's really looking forward to the matchup, and then as you guys know it goes, G2 lose their first game of the split, just like Liquid did to TSM, but here's how that rolled out.
You're unbeatable, yes, but which team can challenge you the most as we go into the 2nd round robin tomorrow?
I think Origin actually looks really good. Like the last 2 or 3 games they played, they look really good. So I'm looking forward to playing against Origin again tomorrow, against Mitty and Patrick. They actually been playing really well together, I think, the last couple of games. So that should be fun, playing against Mitty again. I love playing against Mitty.
Nexus Turret's their target, the first team in the LEC to take G2 all the way. Caps solo, Patrick pops the ultimate, but Caps has to dodge away from it. The Nexus Towers are down. Origin on the cusp of history as they take down the undefeated. Origin will defeat G2.
So maybe it was just me, but over this past weekend I saw all these interviews, I saw all these things happen. It was either ironic, it was either just a huge coincidence, right? What are the odds that North America's best and EU's best lose both their first matchups on the same weekend, both with pregame interviews actually kind of, not necessarily, one was actually downplaying their opponent with Doublelift versus TSM, one was actually complimenting their opponent, either way leading to both losses, and then of course Upset versus Attila. I will never get sick of that trash talk, but for now, we have to say Attila is a better bot laner. He has the head-to-head win, and they're both looking like a top 2 or top 3 team in EU. But as always, hope you guys all enjoy it. My name is Jake. If you guys want to come back next Tuesday, we always break down LEC as well as LCS. We give you guys a short breakdown there, give out some awards for some of the best players, underwhelming players, best teams, underwhelming teams, so on and so forth. But as always, I hope you guys all enjoy. I'll see you back here next week, and until then, I'll see you then.